You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, a Missouri highway closes after a DWI crash near Carl Junction.
Also, bundle up. The first major snow of the year could be falling this weekend. Here's what Oklahoma's doing to prepare.
And we're going to talk about that snow. We're also going to talk about today. Today's all right. Cold front tonight, setting the stage for what we're expecting into the weekend. A look at your forecast coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Samantha Walker.
I'm Chris Warner. It's just after 7 a.m. on this Thursday, January the 22nd. So again, today, pretty decent day. It's pretty mild comparatively to this weekend. Don't run over your neighbors, all right? Don't fight your neighbors at the grocery store. But today is a good day to get out and start getting ready for the upcoming winter storm this weekend.
And you know why you should start getting ready is, transportation departments are also getting ready. And so if they're getting ready, so should you. It's the first major snowfall of the year, could fall this weekend like we've been talking about. KOAM's Ty Parks hit the road to Oklahoma to find out how the Sooner State is preparing.
Weather forecast is showing the chance for snow and ice, and the Oklahoma Turnpike Authority is preparing.
So our crews will be out all of today and all of Thursday, pre-treating our bridges, elevated surfaces, any other areas that we think might be needing some additional traction and help for keeping that ice from sticking once it comes down. So those crews will be doing all that pre-treating for the next couple of days in preparation.
Crews will treat the road with brine, a chemical that works well in high-traffic highways.
So the intention is to help keep those surfaces ice-free if we can, not always possible, and then it'll help heat up the ice from underneath and help us try to remove that ice faster.
Oklahoma Department of Transportation is taking a different approach because for their roads, pre-treating this far out is not as necessary.
Statewide, we have been watching, closely to the forecasts so we can develop our plans for this weekend. It looks like it's going to hit western and western Oklahoma probably early or mid-Friday morning. Our major focus is just problem areas at first. So bridges, overpasses, any steeper inclines that historically have some problems. So, as this event starts, that's where we'll be focusing.
Both departments say that if you have to travel to give the trucks plenty of room, it is safer to be behind the snow trucks than in front.
Both the Oklahoma Department of Transportation and the Turnpike Authority have their trucks equipped with live cameras. Those cameras can be seen on the Drive Oklahoma app.
I've actually seen some of those out there, which is pretty neat to see. And road conditions are going to be a big issue. So, folks, you've lived here forever. You know it doesn't take much more. About 6 inches of snow can really cause some travel disruptions. And so that's our concern heading into this weekend. Now, we're going to, in a moment, or a little later here, we're going to break down all the details on what we know, what we don't know, and what you need to know for the winter storm. But we still have at least today to get through, and today's your day to prepare. Let's start with our live look from downtown Pittsburgh. Got some clouds out there. It looks like it's a beautiful sunrise. It is a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It is going to be an excellent day to get out there and do that last minute preparation stuff. But like I said, don't go out there and start going WWE on your neighbors at Walmart so you can get that last loaf of bread, okay? You don't need to start fighting each other for stuff. But you need to be prepared. I've seen some photos out of Texas and actually from the chief meteorologist at Fox 23 in Tulsa. We're talking Tulsa, a lot of grocery stores. The one he went to, there were like 4 or 5 shopping carts left. And he took this photo yesterday. So you need to get ready. But looks great this morning. That's why, again, today's the day to get ready. Let's go camera, 7th at Rangeline. Beautiful sunrise out there this morning. Our temperature is seasonably cold. We want to remind you, like I said, we're going to dive into this in depth in just a bit, but we have winter storm watches from tomorrow evening through at least Sunday afternoon across the entire region. We also have cold weather advisories in dark blue, extreme cold watches in light blue. They do stretch into southeast Kansas, but the cold weather advisory has a higher ranking and position here. So that's why it overlaps that. But we're looking at wind chills this weekend, anywhere from 10 to 20 degrees below zero. Okay, so that's why you don't want to be messing with this stuff. And the kids, unfortunately, are not going to be able to play in this snow. 25, Joplin and Pittsburgh. So like I say, cold, but that's right about where we should be for this time of year. We got some of you a little colder. Iola, for example, you're at 17 right now. Others a little warmer. Monette, Cassville, both at 28, but on the average, most of us right about the mid-20s. We do have a bit of a breeze, not significant, but hey, 10 is still pretty cold in Iola. It's the wind chill up there. 14 is what it feels like in Gross. Some wind chills into the teens out there. Again, nothing compared to what we're going to see starting tomorrow night into this weekend. Future track for today, we have some mix of mostly clear to partly cloudy skies, a light east breeze, and temperatures today. Take a picture of that number because we're not going to see anything quite like that for a while after today. Low 30s by 9, mid 40s by noon, about 50 for the highs, some upper 40s, low 50s. Cold front tonight starts to drop our temperatures. Those east winds are going to start to ramp up overnight tonight, and it's going to set the stage for our winter storm into the weekend. We're going to break down all those details for you as promised here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. A DWI crash in Carl Junction closes Missouri 171. Emergency services respond to the crash last night around 11 p.m. A minivan struck a Jeep traveling opposite directions, and both drivers were transported to nearby hospitals with non-life-threatening injuries. The highway was reopened to all traffic after about 75 minutes. Carl Junction police are still investigating the crash. A T-bone crash at highway speeds took place on Missouri 43 last night. Firefighters arrived to find one vehicle rolled over before breaking the windshield to help the driver from her car. This dangerous Jasper County intersection often results in crashes with serious or fatal injuries. However, there were no injuries requiring a trip to the hospital as both drivers refused medical care. The Missouri State Fire Marshal is investigating a 2-alarm house fire that destroys a home west of Joplin. The blaze broke out on North Mainland Road in Jasper County yesterday afternoon. Multiple fire departments respond, including Carl Junction, Galena, Joplin, Reddings Mill, and Carterville. Everyone escaped safely, but the fire had already collapsed the roof by the time crews arrived. 11 fire departments battle a blaze at the 3D dog food plant near Monette, Missouri. Monette Rural Fire says the mechanical fire started in a large dryer and spread to the roof and an external hopper. The size of the facility and limited water supply prompted calls for additional help. Crews brought in roughly 26,000 gallons of water via tanker trucks and were able to stop the fire before it spread further. A dramatic reversal last night in Yates Center, Kansas. During a special meeting, council members voted to overturn Tuesday night's controversial decision to disband the city's police department. The original 3-2 vote sparked immediate backlash from residents and strong opposition from the mayor. Council members who supported the move cited budget concerns, saying the city needed to cut costs by turning policing responsibilities over to the county. But for many residents, the idea of living without a local police department raised serious safety concerns.
Earlier this year, they did have a lockdown, which scared the students. But the students knew that the police were supposed to be covering it. It ended up being nothing. It was just a false alarm. Somebody seen something that was a little scary. But what if it really happens? How are they going to take care of it? And which direction is one man going to go? They need to keep us with coverage.
Before yesterday's special meeting, the council member who originally proposed disbanding the police department, Lyle Key, resigned from the council. And those are our top news stories this half hour. Coming up next, we're in the studio with an FCCLA officer from St. Mary's Colgan to showcase some of the great things that the local students are doing. Well, welcome back. I'm joined with Janet from St. Mary's Colgan, as well as Eve, who's a student there. And you guys are here to tell us about some of the great things that the FCCLA program does. Well, thank you guys, first of all, for being here with us this morning.
You're welcome.
Can you tell us a little bit about, what FCCLA is?
So it's Future Family Career Community Leaders of America. It is a club that goes with FACT classes, so kind of home ec, but if you've ever done 4-H, it's kind of like that, but different categories where you do projects and just stuff like that.
Amazing. Can you tell me some of the different projects that you guys have worked on?
So I'm doing public policy advocate this year, but I've done food innovations, focus on children. It kind of just spans all over the board.
Amazing. Do you want to tell us about some of the other projects students may be doing around?
Yeah, we have our district competitions next week, and we have over 65 local competitors from area high schools who will be competing in our district level star events. So like she mentioned, nutrition, there's fashion, education, public policy, all sorts of topics. And that's the cool part. Students can find something that they're passionate about and then turn it into a leadership opportunity.
Amazing. And I know that's exactly something that you're doing. You're an officer with St. Mary's Colgan's FCCLA program. And for the public policy, you're actually trying to advocate for something. Can you tell us a little bit about what you're doing?
So I'm advocating to make the intro into FCS a mandatory requirement for the state of Kansas. It's a big opportunity just to give students that are going outward in their adulthood to have better skills, laundry, cooking, finance. It all just is within the area of facts. So
amazing. And do you see those skills, as you've learned them, being able to help you as you get older?
Oh, of course, because I was not a talker when I was little, and when I got into FCCLA, I will do public speaking. I will do pretty much anything you put me up to.
Amazing. And have you seen, your classmates kind of have that same experience of being able to grow and get better?
Oh yeah, they're amazing. We all just sprouted so much in just every factor from FCCLA and facts and Miss Holden.
Oh, thank you.
Amazing. Well, for kids who are considering it, they have an FCCLA program at their school, or maybe they want one. Why do you think it's important? It's something they consider doing?
I think it provides you with a lot of leadership and just opportunities, because I've done so many different things, and you can use your project in so many different ways, and you can help the community through it.
Great. And you guys have that district competition, I think you guys were saying, is coming up soon. When is that?
Next Wednesday, January 28th at Pitt State. There are about 15 area high schools that'll be represented there.
And how's it feel being able to go to the competition like that?
It's amazing because I get to help run it this year because I'm a district officer, and it's just a great day because everybody's projects are all so unique.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. It sounds like FCCLA is a great program, and I'm sure there's many people at home who are like, I'm going to tell my kid that this is something that they should look into. So I think it's going to be really exciting. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:16 now on this Thursday morning. So we're going to start our future track on Friday because today is not too bad. Cold front comes in tonight, drops our temperatures, starts bringing in some gusty winds. Here's what we've got on Friday. We're going to be breezy. We're going to be very cold on Friday with wind chills about 5 to 10 above zero with our highs only into the low to mid 20s. At this time, it appears as though the majority of the day, nothing's going to happen in terms of the snow. We'll have the cloudy skies, but the snow won't get here until late on Friday. So we had yesterday future track suggesting snow as early as 3 o'clock tomorrow, and that's not the case now. I mean, even by 5, you can see other than the clouds, there's nothing there. But even if it starts later, it's not going to have that big of an impact on how much snow we ultimately get, which those totals are starting to go up because this system's looking to track a little further to the north. I was reading some data from National Weather Service office in Springfield that they sent out this morning, checking with other local stations in Springfield, Wichita, Tulsa, Oklahoma City. They're all in agreement now with the fact that it is probably going to be more snow than what we have been initially thinking, because this system does look to be tracking a little further to the north. Now, things can still change. I do want to emphasize that. It could still change. It could change its mind and dive a little further to the south, but all the data is suggesting that's not going to be the case. It's going to track a little further to the north, and the further north it is, the higher our snow totals are. So we get our first wave, and that's the other part I want to emphasize too, is there's 2 waves of snow. First wave is not the main event, but we're still going to get a fair amount of snow out of it. It's going to be really ramping up overnight, tomorrow night into early Saturday. And we're going to have those gusty winds. So blowing snow is also a concern. That could lead to some reduced visibilities. This first wave of snow pushes through early on Saturday. Then by about mid to late morning Saturday, early afternoon, we may even get a pause in the snow. But don't let that fool you. Don't see the snow stop so at Saturday afternoon and go, oh, it's over. Those weathermen are crazy. What are they talking about? Because wave number 2 by about noon Saturday, will already be pushing into Oklahoma City, and it'll start rolling up the Will Rogers Turnpike. And eventually, as we get into the later afternoon and evening hours on Saturday, second wave comes in, and it appears as though the second wave is where the bulk of our snow accumulations are going to come from. It's going to be the one with the heavier snow. Blowing snow, again, will be a concern with that, with those gusty winds. So this is just an example, okay? These aren't official numbers, but let's say our storm total is going to be 10 inches. Then we may get the first 4 inches or so from the first wave, and then the second wave will bring the rest of it as we go late Saturday into Sunday. Now, this short-range future track runs out of data at midnight, but you can see by midnight Sunday, we're starting with more snow building in across the area. So we're going to use the long-range one to pick up from that point and move through the rest of our Sunday, which will give us more snow out there and some heavier snow still possible, especially in the southern half of our region. This snow continues for a good portion of the day on Sunday. We were looking at maybe it wrapping up before noon or by noon on Sunday. That's not looking to be the case. It looks as though it might start winding down later in the day Sunday, which is again why the second wave will give us more snow. These snow totals here, I think, are a bit high. Now, I can tell the computer to adjust them, and I might do that for you. I just haven't done that because I don't want it to update and then the adjustment makes everything look weird. But I think what we're looking at, let's take these numbers along the 54 corridor and bump them a little further to the south. So let's take all of it and move it a little further south. So let's say from here to about the Lamar, Greenfield, Chanute, Fredonia line, we're looking at, I'd say, anywhere from 7 to 10 inches, 5 to 8 in that zone. Then we get south of this and down to about here, we're looking at probably 8 to 12 inches of snow, at least at this point. Could still change, but we'll have that. And then south of that could be a little more than a foot. So like I said, I don't think it's going to be that high in Bella Vista or in Anderson, but I do think we're going to get more snow than what has been initially thought. So that's why we want to keep a close eye on this. Winter storm watches late tomorrow through at least Sunday at noon. And then we have cold weather advisories, north half of our area, extreme cold watches, the southern half, and these do stretch into southeast Kansas because, again, those wind chills are going to be anywhere from 10 to 20 degrees below zero. So again, for the kids, this isn't a snow they're going to be able to go out and play in safely. We have the gusty winds, the heavy snow. It doesn't take a lot to cause significant travel impacts in our region because we don't typically deal with a lot of snow all at once. So that's why now, today, a good day to get stuff done. Don't fight your neighbors over the bread and the milk by any means, but today is the day to get ready and be prepared to stay at home through the weekend. Because we're going to be okay today. Partly cloudy skies. Upper 20s to start, low 40s by 11, highs today near 50. Our lows tonight, though, down into the teens as that cold front pushes through. The winds start to ramp up. And then tomorrow, mid-20s, we're down into the teens through the weekend. We have our alert days, and we have that possible alert day for Monday because with this extreme cold, we're still going to be dealing with that. On the other side of that as well, with the cold, any snow we get, it's not going to go anywhere. So while we're not worried about school or anything on Friday, Monday, maybe into Tuesday, depending on how quickly a road crews can work, we could be looking at some school and organization closings and cancellations. Monday for sure, possibly into Tuesday. And even next week, we don't warm up a lot, only into the 30s. So it's a lot to keep an eye on. Things could still change, but it's looking more likely that we're going to be getting a bit more snow than what was originally expected. So we'll keep you updated on this as we get closer to this storm, but you need to prepare now and be prepared for some significant snow and definitely being stuck at home maybe for a few days as we head through the weekend. Let's check your forecast. We're back with more after this.
Well, welcome back. We're joined this morning with Michael David and Chris Forsyth. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. You guys are here to talk to us about an exciting upcoming workshop you have in Joplin.
Yeah, so we're really excited from the Joplin Real Estate Investors Association to bring in Michael David. So Michael's from Deep Value Add, and we're excited for the topic that he's going to share with us at this event. It's something that's been on the top of our minds for 2025 and going into 26, so we're excited for that.
Yeah, I'll give you a top off of what we're doing here. We're doing a lecture next February the 3rd at Joplin at Old Chicago. It's called The Investor's Guide to Real Estate Agents and Property Managers, Who to Hire, Who to Fire, and Who to Trust. Right now, about a recent survey came out that about a third of landlords that enter the market after 2020 are accidental landlords. They're renting out a previous home that they used to live in, and a quarter of those folks are also in business with somebody in their family or a close friend. So the need for good property management and real estate agent services are only growing, and at this time it's not actually clear who's going to own what decisions and what type of decisions you need to make up front.
Amazing. So for those who attend this workshop, what are you hoping that they're able to take away from it?
Yeah, so our goal is to hire right and fire fast. And so it's all about building trust with those partners that you work with. And Michael can explain a little better than me, but it's really choosing the right business partners when you're managing your real estate.
Yeah, most of the time when you lose money on an investment, it's not always the building or the property itself. The wrong team can crash the right investment a lot faster than you think. And when you're relying on people in these areas, it's not enough just to assume that somebody has the credential or their experience is enough. You need to know what questions to ask, and if somebody doesn't have the answer, that's not necessarily the end of the game, but it's important to know what's your backup plan. A lot of these margins are razor thin for people, so you just can't afford to take the chance with something like your financial future.
Great. Who are you guys hoping to target with this workshop? Is it those accidental landlords you were telling us about, or real estate agents, or?
Yeah, oftentimes it's those accidental landlords and the folks really looking to scale their portfolio. So they've invested in the area, and they've gotten to the point where maybe they're at 3, 5, 10 doors, and they're really ready to scale, and they're looking for the best efficient way to do so.
Amazing. And why is this such important information for them to learn maybe sooner rather than later?
Yeah, so in our industry, we see a lot of distress. We see a lot of distressed landlords. And so our whole goal is to help educate and hopefully get the education out early so we don't end up in that situation in our areas.
100%.
Amazing. So it sounds like it's going to be a workshop that, for the right people, they're going to get a lot of value out of. For those who are hoping to attend, is there anything they should know about, getting tickets or how to attend?
Yeah, you can find tickets at joplinarea.com. We'll be at Old Chicago that night in the event room. 6 p.m. on that first Tuesday of February.
Perfect. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
And sounds like it's going to be a great workshop for people.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Thank you guys so much. We'll be right back.
Starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:31. I'm Samantha Walker. First, here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, we got a pretty decent day today. All right, so if there's anything you need to do that you want to do last minute to get ready for the winter storm this weekend, today's a great day to do it simply because we are dry, we are warm. The winds aren't going to be so bad. And by warm, I mean warmer than where we're going to be heading into this weekend and even starting tonight because we have a cold front coming through tonight. Live look downtown Pittsburgh. Our camera there. You can see some clouds. You can see the sun. Looks quite nice out there. And same from the Westco camera, 7th and range line. Got the sunrise, got the clouds in the sky, and we'll have those partly cloudy skies out there. A reminder. Starting late tomorrow through at least Sunday at noon, we do have winter storm watches that are in effect. Now, again, as we head into tomorrow, we're going to start to see these either upgraded to warnings or switched over to winter weather advisories because we're going to get a much better deal on what we're expecting. In fact, we could see these changes early as today simply because the western half of Oklahoma has already been switched into winter storm warning mode. So it reaches up to Osage County. So it's all over there. It's already winter storm warning. So we'll see how that plays out for us. We also have cold weather advisories. In the dark blue, extreme cold watches, and they do reach into southeast Kansas. It's just the cold weather advisory overrides that, so you can't see them, but they do stretch into parts of southeast Kansas because wind chills heading into the weekend are going to be anywhere from 10 to 20 degrees below zero. Temperatures now cold, but seasonably cold. 25 in both Joplin and Pittsburgh. We say seasonably simply because 25 is our average low. Now, Iola, you've dipped back quite a bit. You're down to about 15 right now. We do have some low 20s out there, but most of us are into the mid 20s. And the wind chill, again, the wind's not so bad. In fact, Iola, you can see no wind chill at all. Yates Center, though, feels like 15, 13 in Greenfield. So a bit of a cold start, at least with those winds. Winds will be light today out of the east at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. We'll have a mix of mostly clear to partly cloudy skies, and then late tonight we'll have that cold front push in. Winds will increase and our temperatures will begin to drop out there. So today, again, a great day to get things done. Low 30s by 9, mid 40s by noon. Our highs right about 50. We're not going to see that number for a long time after this. Cold front late tonight, east winds 5 to 10 ahead of all of that. We're going to break down the details on what we know, what we don't know, and what you need to know about the incoming winter storm here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Thanks, Chris. Electric vehicle owners face unique challenges as the winter storm approaches. Cold temperatures can cut battery range by half or more. EV experts recommend keeping cars plugged in overnight and using seat warmers instead of cabin heat to preserve battery power.
But at freezing temperatures, you can lose 20% or more of the battery's life. Well, freezing temperatures are only 32 degrees.
Repair shops across the Ozarks report increased business as drivers prepare for the winter storm. Experts say proper maintenance now prevents headaches later. For EV owners who lose power, locate the nearest charging station and reduce driving when possible. Pittsburgh residents come together to tackle one of the community's biggest challenges, healthcare. The group Prairie Progress hosted yesterday's community conversation at Harlan's venue on North Locust, where local leaders and advocates discussed current healthcare issues with the community. Organizers say they want to drive meaningful change through grassroots community involvement. The Joplin Area Chamber of Commerce hosted its 33rd annual Business Expo at the Downstream Casino Resort Pavilion, bringing together more than 100 local businesses under one roof. The expo gives businesses new and old a chance to connect with one another and the community, showcase products and services, and introduce new offerings. This year's theme, A Century on Route 66, highlights Joplin's deep ties to the historic highway as the region prepares to mark the route's 100th anniversary. More than 400 eighth graders from Carthage toured the Carthage Technical Center South yesterday. The visit gave students a first-hand look at the 12 different programs they can take in high school, from IT and health sciences to culinary arts, agriculture, engineering, carpentry, and welding.
So I feel like it's a really good opportunity to come and see, and get a good layout of where we're going to be next year and what we're going to be doing.
The tour aims to prepare students for their transition to Carthage High School and a tech center next year. That's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Do bathrooms really need doors? Well, some hotels seem to think they're not a necessity. An iconic hot dog brand has been sold. Nathan's Famous, known for its annual July 4th hot dog eating contest and longtime presence in Brooklyn's Coney Island, has been sold to Smithfield Foods. For more than a decade, Smithfield has held an exclusive license from Nathan's Famous within the U.S., Canada, and Sam's Clubs in Mexico to manufacture, distribute, market, and sell Nathan's Famous products. In addition to hot dogs, Nathan's also sells sausages, corned beef, and some other foods. Smithfield's president and CEO Shane Smith says under the licensing agreement, it has invested in Nathan's to build and grow the brand. Tax season is a busy time and is also when scammers are most active. That's why experts are sharing some warning signs of potential scams to avoid becoming a victim. Officials say scammers usually offer very high payouts in your return, which is why they say if a payout seems to be too good to be true, it probably is. Also, watch out for threats or demands, saying IRS impersonators may insist you pay now or else, threatening arrest or deportation, or refuse to let you question or appeal the amount you supposedly owe. Misspelled or odd-looking web addresses that mimic IRS web pages but are not IRS. Government authorities say the IRS typically contacts taxpayers for the first time by mail delivered through USPS. And in some situations, the agency may send emails or text messages, but only with your permission, except in limited cases such as criminal investigations. Well, natural gas prices spike as frigid temperatures increase the demand for heat. Prices for natural gas rose more than 17%, or around 46 cents, by Tuesday afternoon. Natural gas futures also posted their best day in 4 years. The spike in natural gas prices comes as much of the U.S. is expected to face a cold front this week, but households have already been facing high heating costs and are expected to pay more this winter. A report from the National Energy Assistance Directors Association projected last month that average households can expect to dish out nearly $1,000 to heat their homes from mid-November to March. And those are our top consumer stories. Let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell.
Excuse me. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:42 now. So, got lots to cover. We're going to dive right into it here. Starting with Friday morning, because today's not going to be too bad. The biggest thing today is tonight, really, we have a cold front coming through, and that's what helps set the stage for everything that's getting ready to take place. Tomorrow, gusty winds, wind chills probably about 5 to 10 above zero, and mostly cloudy to just straight up cloudy skies out there. But nothing happening. We go all the way to 5 o'clock. There's still nothing out there, but the clouds are thickening up. Yesterday's future track, I think even the day before, showed snow as early as 3 in our far western counties. That's now done. It's gone for now. But even with a later start, it is not going to have a significant impact on what we see. I was telling folks earlier this morning, it's something about living here your whole life. And I know there are plenty of you out there who have lived here your whole life. And you just get a feeling about something, right? Especially when it comes to the weather, whether it's in your knees, your hips, your back, or anywhere else. I just had a feeling that our snow totals are a bit lower across the area than what we're really going to see. Now, it's not scientifically based. It's just a gut feeling. But we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about what we are looking at and what some of the expectations are. And the fact that, of course, this all could still change a bit if this system does track a little differently. So late Friday, snow begins to work into the area. We go overnight, and it fills up pretty quick. Could get some heavy snow out there. And with our gusty northeast winds, we're worried also about the potential for blowing snow, which could lead to reduced visibility if you're traveling. Really, at this point, we don't recommend traveling at all after 8, 9 o'clock tomorrow night. You really should stay put, stay where you are if you can. I know some of you, it's not really a choice. You've got to go to work. You've got to get to certain places. But if there's anything you can do today to limit travel this weekend, do it. Now's the time. Saturday morning, 5 a.m., more snow continuing. Now, there are 2 waves of snow. The first one looks to dump maybe the first third of the total snow that we're going to see. We get a pause. Don't let that pause fool you Saturday afternoon. The system, it's not done. It may look like it for a little bit, but it's not completely done, especially in the southern half of our area. Snow starts building back in. Second wave comes up through Oklahoma City, up the Will Rogers Turnpike, and begins to overspread the area as we go late Saturday and into early Sunday. Now, again, this future track right now runs out of data at midnight Sunday, but you can see the snow has already returned. Switching gears to the long-range future track, we're going to have it pick up where that one left off. Sunday, 1 a.m., snow continues. Sunday, 5 a.m., more snow out there, some heavy snow still possible in our southern counties at times. With the gusty winds, blowing snow is still a concern as well. By noon, we start to see the snow begin to ease up a bit, and it should start coming to an end toward the end of the day on Sunday. So in terms of snow totals, I think, now we're going to see if this is updated because it does get updates every few hours. And so far, it's the same as it was earlier. So I think these totals are a bit high. I think what we need to do is take all of these numbers on the 54 corridor and slide them further south. So I think what we're looking at, and again, some of this is just based on a feeling. Some of it's based on looking at the data, of course, but other parts of it's just, okay, actually, I have new information for you. I'll share it in just a moment. I'm not surprised, but I will share it with you in just a moment. I think what we're looking at is, let's say, anywhere from 5 to 8 inches in this zone. I think we're looking at 8 to 12 down through this zone, and then down south, some areas could get a little higher. So what just changed? That just changed. We've now seen a transition to winter storm warnings into northeastern Oklahoma and northwest Arkansas. I'm not surprised. We'll continue to see that change for us. We have the winter storm watches, though, still continuing up here through at least Sunday. And cold weather advisories. Northern half of the area, extreme cold watches down south because we're going to have those wind chills 10 to 20 degrees below zero. So yeah, that just changed. We'll get more information on it for you here momentarily. Tomorrow though, okay, today about 50. Cold front tonight down to the teens, only about the mid-20s tomorrow. Wind chills are going to be bad. Alert days Saturday, Sunday, maybe into Monday. And the other half I want to share with you is not just the extreme cold, but the fact that with it being cold, any snow we get, it's not going to melt. It's going to take some time to clear. So Monday, possibly into Tuesday, we do need to be prepared for that potential for some school and organization closings. Monday for sure, I'd say, and then again, possibly on Tuesday. Let's check your forecast. We're back with more right after this.
Hotels are getting rid of proper bathroom doors.
It's a proper bathroom door.
Hotels have been eliminating some of the things you've probably taken for granted for many years.
Okay, what's an improper bathroom door? Well,
maybe
to lower cost, maybe you cut it in half. To lower costs, they've removed closets and bathtubs, and the Wall Street Journal says they're now taking out traditional bathroom doors.
Some hotels are using curtains, others sliding barn doors, and there are even strategically placed walls within a door at all, without a door at all, just a partition.
Industry experts say mid-price hotels operate on thin margins, so you don't have to pay more. Business and group travel is still not back to usual levels after pandemic shutdowns.
And at the same time, costs are higher. Most hotel companies didn't respond to the Journal, but PPHE Hotel Group says the vast majority of the rooms its rooms include wooden sliding bathroom doors, and it doesn't plan to change that.
Intriguing. Okay. So,
No
bathroom doors, no bathroom doors. That's okay.
I rather like a bathroom door.
I do too. Like, there are good reasons for a bathroom door. Number of good reasons.
Yeah.
All right. If you haven't been to Buc-ee's, you are missing out to a certain point here. And one chain,
lot of bathroom doors.
Yes, they do. That's where bathroom doors are definitely essential. Well, one chain is setting out to open the world's largest convenience store in the Sunshine State. A report from the Sebastian Daily says Buc-ee's announced plans to open a new store in Fort Pierce, Florida, spanning a total of 76,245 square feet. You realize that, like, this is half the size of a Walmart supercenter?
To put that into perspective, that's larger than a football field and nearly half the size of a Walmart supercenter.
I didn't even read the script, and that's I didn't even read ahead, and that's exactly what it says.
You know the sizes of a Walmart supercenter.
Well, I worked at Walmart for a bit, so I'm familiar with their square footage. Okay.
The report says if it's approved, the new location will have 120 gas pumps, 18 electric vehicle charging stations, and more than 700 parking spaces.
Can you imagine being the clerk and you go to get gas and you've got the guys like trying to look out the window?
I am on pump 98.
I'm on the pump with that red truck. Like, sir, there are 12 red trucks out there. Or it's the one that's down there. Okay, there's still several red trucks down there. Like, it's going to be awful. Well, here's your chance. I'm reading your line. Well, anyway, go ahead. You read your line. That's your line. Says
well, here's your chance to get your hands on some Marvel movie history. Tony Stark's custom Acura NSX Roadster is heading to auction.
Now, the iconic one-off car was driven by Robert Downey Jr. in the movie The Avengers. The car, verified by Acura, still has the Stark 33 license plate.
The Roadster will be sold through Cars and Bids, but the auction date has not yet been set. Proceeds will benefit a charity chosen by the winner.
And move over roses and chocolate buzz bowls. That's not anything I'd ever read. Is putting love to the ultimate, and this is not sounding good, ultimate test by offering a pink diamond to one bidder with the, I'm not.
So sorry. I'm so sorry.
Okay, I got to read it the right way. They're offering a pink diamond to one bidder with the balls with a Z to propose this Valentine's Day.
Sorry.
Oh my goodness.
The 9-carat stunner hits the auction block alongside the launch of the brand's newest flavor, Pink Lemon Squeezy, a pink lemonade-inspired cocktail with a hint of sweet citrus. Set inside a custom bedazzled mini buzzballs mold.
They're bedazzled.
Buzzball mold modeled after the pink lemon squeezy container. The colossal 9-carat pink diamond delivers show-stopping shine with unmistakable buzzball flair.
Thank you. It's valued at, holy cow, $35,000. The pink lemon squeezy engagement ring is the ultimate statement piece for lovers ready to take their connection and their buzzballs obsession to the next level. It's perfect for couples, Galentine's gifting, or anyone who thrives on bold moves and bigger-than-life moments. The ring goes up for grabs on eBay starting February 3rd. Bids beginning at just $2.14. The auction closes on February 10th, giving one lucky bidder the chance to pop the question. The ring guaranteed to make their main squeeze gasp.
The ring and matching ring box will ship by February 13th, with proceeds benefiting a heart-related charitable cause. Fans who snag that ring can still join the fun.
Oh my, Buzzball's newest flavor is rolling out nationwide at stores and online retailers, bottled at 15% ABV. Pink Lemon Squeezy is loud, proud, and packed with the playful vibe only Buzzballs can bring. That is the worst thing I think we've ever had to read. Well, I guess the next worst thing I have to tell you is we now have winter storm warnings, Oklahoma and Arkansas, ahead of the snow this weekend. Another look at that when we come back. All right, so here's what we've got. Winter storm watches still in effect through Sunday, at least through noon. These new winter storm warnings, not surprising. The winter storm warnings are just so that sign that we're getting more confidence in the track and impact of this system. These will go into effect tomorrow at noon, and they run through Sunday at 3 p.m. We are looking at snow totals, at least, and this is a broad area that this warning covers, but we're looking at snow totals that could be 6 to 12 inches. And that jives with this weird gut feeling I've had that our snow totals are going to end up being a little bit higher up here. Also a reminder, cold weather advisories, extreme cold watches, wind chills this weekend, snow aside, 10 to 20 degrees below zero. We have alert days out for the weekend, so anything you need to do to prepare for this winter storm, today's the day to do it. We're 50 degrees, partly cloudy, a light east wind, cold front tonight, picks the winds up, drops the temperatures, and sets the stage for this uncomfortable weekend.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Chris.
That's going to do it for now. We'll have the latest on this winter storm and more news for you today at noon.
Have a great rest of your morning.